Morning folks, welcome to this week's video. So here we are, we're on the Norfolk and Suffolk border here. We are right up at Lopham Fen, which is the source of the River Waveney. So over the next 3 to 4 days we're hoping to be pack rafting and hiking right out to the sea at Lowestoft.
You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane, and it's bubbling over like a sweet champagne. You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain.
Now I don't know anything about the river this far up, so what we've done is we've entrusted the help of one of the yokels from this end of Bandit country just to give us a little bit of a guidance just as we make our way down to the sea at Lowestoft. Right, so the yokel we've chosen to show us this neck of the woods, we've got Simon, a bloke in the woods, who's joined us for today's pack rafting trip. So Simon's going to be following us or joining up, and he's going to be coming with us down towards the river. So we're going to see how far we can get over the course of today, and then Simon's going to be heading back home for family duties and things, and I'll be carrying on further down the river down towards Geldeston tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes well, and from there we'll see how it goes. Right, so here we go. So this is the Waveney, literally at its start here. So further up where we were, you could see it literally just bubbling out of the bog, or quagmire, whatever you want to call it, further up there. So it's turned into a little tiny brook here, and we're just going to follow the Angles Way a little bit through Dis and then out to Scole, and we'll join this back up when it's a little bit more deeper where we can get the boats in. So, at a guess, what do you reckon, Simon? 5 miles?
5 miles to go, I reckon. Is that a mile-ish, I think?
Yeah, I'd say about a mile. Yeah. And then we're going to, hopefully we can get in before Scole. So that will just alleviate a little bit less walking. And this will be Simon's first time in a pack raft.
Absolutely.
So
don't break it.
we've got a repair kit for it, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I mean, what are you expecting?
Well, the fact you can just carry it. You know, I'm used to having to carry a
massive great canoe.
Big canoe here, you know, sort of like 25 kilos on my shoulders. So the fact that it just packs up into a little tiny bag, and the paddle breaks down into 4 pieces, so portable.
And they are exactly that. They're just so portable, and you'll see in a few previous videos that, you know, and I've always say they just massively open the doors to adventure, and they do. I mean, something that you're just so similar in paddling or walking, you know, you take a pack raft out and you visit a complete different area. Right, so we come out of the quagmire, we're on to one of these lovely little Norfolk roads, single lane, where we're having to sort of bypass the course of the river due to no access onto the land that the river is adjacent to. So we're just taking one of these small little lanes into Dis, and then we'll just walk through the town for a little bit along the Angles Way, and then hopefully shouldn't be too long when we'll be out on the river by Scole. Right, first part, civilization for the day. So we're just at the back end of Dis now on Fair Green, and I am looking forward to getting this bag off my back. And the reason being for that is it's something that I brought and something that I built myself, added bits onto, and there's no waistband, so when you carry in 16, 17 kilos like what I've got today, it's all on the shoulders, and yeah, the shoulders are feeling it. I'll be shouting Simon for a massage later, I think. last little step. So just behind us there, just that bridge is crossing over the Waveney. That is then running around the golf course just to the side of us there. So we've got a couple of snakes in the road, and then we'll be at Scole, and I can get this blooming bag off my back because it is killing me. Right then, so here we are, we're at Scole. So this is the Scole bypass, it's just above us here. We've just got the Waveney literally just down there in front of us, so it is literally just going to be a case of just getting the boats all set up. We're going to put in just down here and start making our way down the river. But first, need to take a good bit of water on board because I am absolutely parched after that. So I've got this life straw here. This is a universal, so it fits pretty much any water bottle, something like a Nalgene or a Camelback. So it literally can be a scoop in the river, lid on, and then drink. Right, we're off to see the wizard. What I like about this part of the Waveney, it is overgrown. There's a lot of weed in the water. There's no one paddling it apart from us. And it's really, really peaceful. So by the time we get outside of Scole, we are literally going to be in bandit country. Well, that bit felt like back end of the Louisiana swamp, that did, trying to get through there. Well, mind you, this don't look too much better neither, to be perfectly honest. You half expect a gator to jump out from somewhere in through here.
Super along here.
Diddling ding 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 ding. That's interesting. I noticed. Right. What's their plan of action, Stan? Right, complete log jam. We've got a willow that's completely across the river. Simon's just trying to fetch through that way there. I can't really see any other option to get through, to be perfectly honest, because it's been cut. All of these branches, well, not all of the branches, but some of the branches have been cut, so you've just got like this soup of sedge and bits of willow branch, and it's impossible to get through. So we're just trying to squeeze under a log to get over there.
I saw some branches off that tree that's down. How you doing, Martin?
I'm nearly there. That is slippery.
Slippery, isn't it? Much more slippery than it looks.
I've got a puncher.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I've got a puncher.
Find a bit to get out, shall we?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go across that log there. Well, not the plan. I was just thinking to myself, you know, this is a real test for these pack rafts, just to see how well they'll endure all of this. And old Alpha 1 has got a puncture. So I'm just going to hoof out onto that field over there, see whether I can do a bit of a field fix. If not, we'll have to go at plan B. But we'll get it out of the water and see what's happened to it. I thought I had a puncture, but it actually transpires I've got a leaky ring. So it looks like the valve on the back of the pack raft is leaking. So I just had to inflate it. I've checked for punctures and I can't see anything, so I've just inflated and tried to stop the valve from leaking, but it's still just gently leaking. So I think it'll just be a case of just having to stop and inflate every now and then. Nearest we get to whitewater paddling. Yeah.
Head there.
Well, quite cool to go on the Billingford Bridge again. That's been a while since I've done that. I think come around the corner and there's a kestrel having a bit of a dip. I can only think it's fell off the branches whilst trying to have a go for something. But we carry on, and unfortunately, looking dead ahead, it looks a bit black over at Will's mother's. And that's exactly where we're going, right where I live, in fact. So it's probably throwing it down there. We shall see how far we get. Hopefully not too wet. So what a great day that was. It's been an absolute cracking walk there from Lopham Fen and the paddle down here to where we are today. So this has been absolutely fantastic. Bit of a shame about the pack raft leaking, but I managed to deal with that now. So yeah, it's done all right really. So we had about 6.5 mile walk, Simon reckons it is, and I don't know how far we paddled now, but my shoulders are absolutely killing me because of that blooming bag. It just shows you, you know, if you're carrying that amount of weight, you do really need a waistband to support a lot of the weight on your lower back and around your hips, because I've just been carrying it and I can feel it all on my shoulders. Right, anyway, we've got some camp duties to get done now. I can hear Simon cracking away at some firewood and stuff inside in the trees there, so I better join him and get some wood.
Nice and flammable. Sparks onto there and she'll light.
Right, decisions. What shall we have? So, chili con carne, pasta bolognese, or we've got cod in curry sauce. And to be perfectly honest, cod in curry sauce is the way forward today. We've also got in here some of the real filled meals. These are the large breakfast ones. What we've got, blueberry and vanilla muesli there. They're massive. I'm going to struggle to eat one of those. And I'm going to introduce Simon to some Polish delicacy for breakfast tomorrow. So we've got kashanka for breakfast tomorrow. I've never tried this one before, but I do absolutely love the stuff.
It's sounding good to me.
This is one of my favourite. In fact, we've got cod in curry sauce with a little bit of a garnish. So, you've seen me use these meals in loads of my videos. They're the best dehydrated meals, without a doubt. So we're just filling up to the line, and then a thing to remember with these is to make sure you really get into the corners, because sometimes if you don't stir the corners, once it's all rehydrated, you will find you've got these crunchy, horrible corners, and it will put you off the whole of your meal. So what I always say is, once you've stirred it enough, stir it again. So this is basically a combination of cod, potato, carrots, and tastiness. Right, so there we go. So we'll just leave that 8 minutes. Come back to that in a bit. Divine.
Just to keep the old chill off.
Warm me old cartles, boy. So we're all been fed and watered, and due to the fact that I drank my hip flask before coming away here, Simon has been grateful and let me share one of his beers with him. But it's been an absolute cracking day out today, to be honest. We've had a great evening just sitting here, just chilling out and chatting and just chewing the cud, and it's been absolutely brilliant. It really has. And you know, we're out here and it's just quiet. It's absolutely beautiful. Bats are flying around. So literally just going to get some water on the go, have a drink, and then I think it'll be hit the hay, because I only got a few hours kip last night due to working nights. And yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Bonjour tout le monde.
It's about 5:30. Pretty decent sleep, but I think that was sponsored by Captain Morgan. Apologies if I've still got a bit of a morning throat. I think we'll have a new hashtag on this trip, and the hashtag is going to be #airtight, concerning the pack raft, and my pillow has got a little bit of a slow leak in it as well. So that was a bit of an issue, but it is an absolute beautiful morning. I'm considering jumping in the river, but that is a consideration. It is going to be some coffee, because I really fancy some coffee, and just crack on and get some breakfast going and just get down the river, because it looks like it's going to be an absolute cracking day. So camp chores on. Right, so we're going to give this one a go this morning. This is a typical Polish breakfast sausage. Well, not just breakfast sausage, it's eaten quite a lot actually. It's called kaszanka. It's basically black pudding, and this is mixed with kasha, which is buckwheat. I've never had this out of a tin before. It normally comes in like the typical sort of sausage shape, but let's have a look-see. It looks like Felix, but I'm gonna just stick it in this and give it a bit of a cook up. I reckon it's going to be really good, to be honest. Well, it smells how it's supposed to smell anyway. So.
It looks really good. Right, a rapsa.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
There we go.
Smashing.
Some scrambled eggs. Do you want that in, kind of in a line?
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you. Super. That's marvellous.
There you go. Some beer can.
Super.
Go.
Let's get some of this kaszanka out. That doesn't look very appealing, but
I don't know,
it
I think
smells
that looks
good.
pretty fine actually.
A breakfast burrito, I think.
There you go. There's ketchup
Oh,
if you
we
want
got-
it.
Do you know what my kids would class this as? A KDV.
A KDV?
Yeah, a ketchup delivery vehicle.
Yes. Like it.
Not bad. Right then, so that is everything pretty much packed away. Simon's just clearing up the fire there. Packraft seems to have held up very well overnight, to be perfectly honest, so I think marvellous what a bit of spit can do as a bit of lube, isn't it, really? So just give this a bit of a top up, and hopefully it'll be alright for the rest of the day. Right, all packed up. Everything is basically as it was when we left it, apart from a few flat nettles. Cracking night and absolute gorgeous day today. It's going to be a hot one today. So, time to head off down the river. Right, so we are now at Oulton Broad. It's not actually a broad. Maybe they just wanted one, so they named the part of the river. But yeah, it's a wider part of the river here. It sort of bows out as the river comes around the corner into a wider part of the river. So a nice clear part to paddle in now, and it is going to be a hot one today. It's going to be a muddy day today, I think.
There's a lot of in and out today.
Well, that's the first dodgy obstacle there, so just had to pass that weir. The get-in, not too great, because the amount of water that passes through here come the winter. There's a lot of wash up on the bank there, a lot of sticks and stuff, so we cleared a fair bit of it. but I must say, pretty impressed with how durable these are. I mean, I've paddled these for about a year now, but nothing where I've really tried it out like this with branches and spikes and stuff, and they've held up pretty well, I'll say, apart from the leaky ring. But yeah, pretty impressed with how they're holding up with all of this. Ugh. It's like stirring snot. I can't actually move forward. Bit of a tight squeeze now. And through the deepest, darkest part of Africa, we are hunting the lesser spotted Norfolk boy.
I think we're going to get through there, are we?
No, that's going to be a struggle, I think, isn't it? A no-go, I think. Are you anywhere near the bank, are you?
I'm on the bank here, yeah.
So we're chosen to portage this whole section of the river. As you can see there, it's pretty thick, and it gets even thicker on that section over there. So just ahead of us is the mill, so we're going to walk this whole side of the river and see what it looks like further down. Just had a bit of a scouting mission. And it doesn't look too bad further down there, so we're gonna stick in just down here where Simon is, and then hopefully it's going to be a little bit easier than what it was going through the wetlands of Zimbabwe. But yeah, that was a struggle. That was a real struggle. It was easier for me because Simon had already cut a path through most of it, and it was, to be honest, it was easier just shoving the paddle in the pack raft and using your hands on the sedge.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle, isn't it, so far?
That was hard through there. That was tough.
But we're still aiming to get towards Homersfield, but we'll see how it goes. Simon knows this part of the river a lot more than me, and you say Salem is pretty...
Salem, last time I went through there, it was pretty bad. It was overgrown, lots of trees down. It was pokey enough in a canoe where you can, push everything to the side as you go through, but yeah, it may have been cleared since, but we'll have to just see.
We'll have a look-see and see how it is.
Yeah.
Right, we've got to go back and claim the rest of our gear that's over there by the blockage, and we'll get these boats in the water and start off again. Right, so the next saga in leaky ring gate, we've discovered what it is actually. So if you take a look, where the valve is actually welded to the pack raft just there, it's actually just leaking out from that joint there. So there's not a great deal I can do at the moment here without stopping and sticking a patch on that area there. So it's just going to be a case of just we've got quite a few portages, and probably a few more than what we actually think we've got due to the state of the river. So I'm just going to top up every time we stop, and then this evening what I'll do is I'll deflate the pack raft and I'll stick a bit of seam seal around the edge just there, and then hopefully that'll cure overnight, and we won't have that issue tomorrow. Right, a little bit of cloud cover, that's nice and cool. We've just got Hoxton Mill just behind us here. The river has cleared up a little bit, so not so much duckweed, not so many lilies and sedge. Nice section to paddle now. If it carries on like this, it'll be lovely.
unless it's wind in the leaves.
Right, so a good bit of progress been made. The river has widened out quite nicely now, and it's not so much fodder on the surface. Just had to stop for a bit of an inflate session because I was getting a bit flaccid. So yeah, just making a good way now. We're probably guesstimating on the map there about 1.5k from Silent Mill, and yeah, so far the river is paddling really nicely. Right, we are just at Silent Weir, and it's impossible to actually shoot the weir, so we're just going to get out and just go around. It's not an easy portage here, but we're going to do our best. I think it's a bit blocked here.
It's a little bit blocked there, isn't it?
Alright, so we just spent, well, not a massive amount of effort just portaging the sluice there. And we've just come to this, and it is, I wouldn't even class it as a log jam. It's just, the whole side of the river is just grown up and just, yeah, it's impassable. Absolutely impassable. There is a section just over there that I might just take a look at to see whether we can get up and over. But this is pretty poor.
Ankle breakery along here. We've got some
Right. Right, we made that one. Stinger Central.
Yeah.
Oh. Right, let's just hope there's not too many like that now. Yeah, it's starting to suck it under, that's why I went that way. Get flooded.
underwater.
I put my boat in there and then I saw it starting to go over the side and I was like, oh, let's try something else. Well, that was quite interesting, trying to get through that little lot there. It would have been nice if the water was a little bit deeper, then we could have shot it. But not today. But we're through. What a beautiful part of the river. I think we can just about squeeze ourselves through there. covered in duckweed, mud, stingers. If I get to a Homersfield swan, do you think they're really going to serve me if I walk in looking like I've been dragged through a bog backwards? Right, what's for lunch then, Simon?
Yeah.
I've got some flatbreads, some squeezy cheese.
Squeezy cheese. Good. I did bring one of those real tomato soups.
Actually, that's what I've got. One of that. I might have one of those actually. Le potage. So get out of here, over the road, and on the other side. We're going to get a puncture. It's going to be here because this is really rocky and really shallow. You can see by that little lot just exactly how high the river was in flood this winter. Still in one piece?
There'll be shallows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That got a bit shallow there for me. I thought I'd just get out and walk it. Right, I don't think we're getting through this. Say again? This is you, is it? Right then, well that's it. That's the first leg done. Simon's packed up and he's heading home. So like I said before, I've swapped over to the X1 and it feels so much nicer being in a pack raft that can hold its pressure instead of being in like a flaccid boat. But yeah, anyway, so I probably got, it's now 4 o'clock, I reckon I've got, I'd have guessed 2 hours. I've got 2 sluices to negotiate and then we'll be at Homersfield for a couple of well-deserved pints. Right, well, so as soon as I've got back in the water after Simon's gone, I've got to portage again. So out we go again. Right, I'm just going to have a quick snack before we shoot off. Some more jerky. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that with Simon. That was a really good paddle. It was hard. And it was really, really hard in places. But it's nice to be in a stable pack raft. Non-flaccid. This part of the river is absolutely beautiful. There's a little bit of breeze, but it still is absolutely bloody roasting out here. But just listen to this. Absolute bliss. You know, and this is what sorts my head out, being out here. So this is going to be the last portage until we get to Homersfield. So we're about halfway there now, I think. And this is Workwell Mill. So I think we'll have to do a couple of trips on this one because it's a bit of a hike. Well, that's helpful. This gate's locked. Other one's all right though. It's a bit of a schoolboy error. I think I've got one more sluice or one more portage. I was not looking at the map in the right place. So we've got one more, and then we can throw some suds down the neck. Beautiful mill behind us, you can see. Right, anyway, I'm gonna get my paddles down, so I'm not going to do much filming because I want to get to my camp for the night and have a bit of a clean up because I stink and pretty hungry, and get some food on the go. So I shall catch you when we get to Homersfield Bridge. Well, that tightened up a bit. I was then thinking to myself, have I gone the wrong way? Because it really got tight. And then I came across the canoeist coming upstream who was he was thinking the same thing. But the great thing is, he says that I've probably got about half a mile, which is well deserved. Onwards and upwards, proper job. Right then, so here we are. So we're at Homersfield. You've got the famous concrete bridge behind us, and it's famous really because it's the first ever concrete bridge made in the UK. So it took us 11 hours to get where we are today. Bit of an audio issue kicking on at the moment. External mic on the GoPro's playing up, so I've just got the mic on the camera, so hopefully you can hear me. So anyway, I'm just going to go to the pub now and just see that it's all right to camp, and get camp set up and get some food on the go because I am absolutely hank. So just setting up just now. The pub wasn't open when I went over to see whether I could camp, but I just gave them a call and they said, yeah, just set up, I'll come over at 7, which I'm definitely going to do. Hello, I'm camping at a pub. So yeah, so I'm just going to set the tent up. It was still a bit damp left from this morning because I didn't really give it a chance to dry this morning, so I'm just going to leave it open for a bit just to set up and let it just air for a little bit while I get the other bits on the go and get some food on the go. that was a hard day's push, that was. So 11 hours I've done paddling today, and I am chuffed that we're next to a pub. So all set up now. I'm just going to get these shoes off. These are absolutely trashed. They're absolutely hanging off. But I should be able to get back home with them. I can't wait to get a fresh pair of socks on and a fresh pair of pants. But yeah, all in all, a really good day. The only issue I've got is my audio's failed on my GoPro. The external mic's not playing cricket, so it is going to be just audio off the camera for the rest of tomorrow's paddle back to Beccles. So I'm going to get some water on the boil, get a real termat on the go, and just get a load of water on board before hitting the sherbets in the pub. How are you looking? So yeah, I mean that was doable. That was hard work. Those log jams, pretty difficult, some of them, and it is just such a shame that that part of the river just isn't maintained. I think around Silem was probably the worst area, but we made it. We got to Mendham. Part of the way's there. It took me about another hour 20 to get down here to Homersfield, and it'll probably take me, I reckon it's going to be about an hour and a half tomorrow to get to Bungay, and then it's probably about 2 hours from Bungay back to Beccles, because there's a few portage there to do as well. I don't know why I'm wearing a bug shirt and I'm not wearing any trousers. Well, actually I do, because my trousers are absolutely soaked. Right, a bit of pasta bolognese. Oh, it's 5:30. I didn't sleep too well at all last night. I kept waking up in every hour or so. Just struggled last night. I was hoping with 2 pints down my neck it would be a little bit easier, but no, did struggle. Had a bit of rain during the evening. I had to jump back. I forgot I'd left my trousers trying to dry out for a bit because they were a bit soaked, so I had to jump out to pull those in. Yeah, so a bit of rain. Plan today, we're going to boil up some water, we're going to have a massive breakfast. We're going to have one of the real filled meals today, and these are huge breakfasts, so this is really going to fill me up. We're going to have a brew, we're going to get everything packed up, and we're going to get on the water hopefully by about 7 o'clock and start making our way down to Geldeston. So the next part of the trip from Homersfield, we're passing into the town of Oulton, into Bungay, and then we're going to do the Bungay loop that you might have seen on some previous videos, and then we will then start to, we've got 3 more portages to do, and then we'll be onto the tidal section of the River Waveney. We're going to pass the Geldeston Locks, which is a pub that's just recently been opened as it's been brought by the community, so really looking forward to seeing how that is looking, and hopefully a tub of Green Jack's Summer Dream elderflower beer. Hopefully that's there, and hopefully the pub's open by the time we get there. Anyway, that's the plan, so let's get some water on and get some food on the go. That is an absolute huge portion and needs a little bit more water. I am not going to eat all of this, I can guarantee you. That is an absolute massive portion, and for someone who doesn't really do breakfast, that is a massive portion. Why is it always the case that as soon as you want to pack down, it starts bloody raining? So I've got most of the stuff away inside of the tent, so that's not too bad at all. What I'm going to do is, the great thing about this Zephyros one is it's an outer pitch, so you pitch the outer first and then you hang the inner on the inside. So I'm going to take the inner out while it's still up, and I can stash that in the bag so it doesn't get so wet, and then I'll just have to shake as much of the water off the outer as I possibly can, and get that packed away as waterproof as I possibly can.
So the only issue I've got is I'm running out of power. I've got enough batteries for the GoPro today. I brought 2 battery packs with me, and they're all dead now. So I'm going to hook up with a good friend of mine called Wildo in Bungay, who's going to drop off another battery pack for us. I'm going to try and get my waterproof trousers on in the butt. I don't think that's going to be very easy, but we'll have a go to see whether we can get dressed in the boat. That will be a first. There we go, there's a first. Right, off we go. There we go. A little bit of a blockage, but I think I might be able to slip through by going around. No, I can't get through there. So it looks by the bank there that people have portaged this bit. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. Portage, portage. Right, we're not doing too bad on timing. Right, let's try and get to Bungay so I can meet our Wildo. And pick up this battery. Ugh. Right, we're back to Louisiana swamps. Well, it doesn't look like it's getting any better. So there is a cut. I've just passed the cut, and that leads on the other side of Bungay. But this is the actual true lay of the river. So hopefully it opens up a bit, because this is bloody difficult. Right, there's me trying to bloody bushwhack through all those reeds, and that was a struggle. I honestly didn't think I was going to get through, and then I noticed right to the side of me there's this bloody path here. So I made more effort, or more work than what was needed. Right, this is going to be interesting. I don't know whether we can fit underneath this tree. We might just be able to squeeze underneath. So this part of the river is pretty choked up, but it's choked up with cow pasture. But we're not that far from the centre of Bungay, to be honest, because I can see the houses just in front. Oh, I know where I am now, I think. Let's see whether we can get under this one. Oh, for God's sake. Spiders. There we go. All done. And here we are. So, good old Wildo has stashed my battery pack just there. Look at that. What a diamond. That'll do me. So we just passed underneath the A143. We last passed underneath that just after we set off from Scole on Saturday. So that's the main road that runs from Beccles pretty much to Diss and Bury St Edmunds and further. And now we're doing what is known as the Bungay Loop. So this is a big, it's not a true loop, it's just a big loop that runs around the town. It's quite a popular part of the canoe trail. Right, we're just going to stop here for a bit. I'm just going to let some of my clothes dry out a bit. Some of my waterproofs are a bit damp. And I'm just going to empty the boat out of water because there's a bit of a quagmire going on inside of that, and I am going to have a dip in the river because I fancy having a dip. I've been planning to have a dip for the last couple of days, but I just haven't got around to it. So yeah, so let's get the boat out, let's get the bag off, and let's jump in the water. Oh, needed that. Oh, brilliant. Just remember, every little helps. Pack everything away because the rain's really starting now. Typical, isn't it? As soon as you pull stuff out to bloody dry it off for a bit, it starts peeing down with rain again. Right then, let's get packed up and let's make our way around the corner, just on the other side of the loop over there, and let's get some lunch on the go, if it's not raining. I think these have seen better days. Oh dear. Well, it's nice to feel a little bit cleaner, bit of a cleaner boat, and start making our way. Right, so that's nearly the Bungay loop done, so we're just coming back into the town. The first place we're going to reach is Waveney Meadow, which is a campsite with river access and canoe hire. So if you're planning on doing something like this, there's another camp option there as well. So I'll stick a link to all of the campsites that I've been to in the description below. But yeah, if you wanted to take it easy and stop here on the way, then that's a possibility. You've got access to the town as well. Great pub, very, very close to Green Dragon as well. They brew their own beer there, and some of that's quite lethal. So that's a really, really good stop at Waveney Meadow. Right, so back under the A143, and it won't be long until we're at our next portage. Another portage, or portage, whatever you want to call it. Potato, potato. Nice easy one here though. Right, so that's Wainford Portage done, and then we're just coming around the corner to the secret sauna, and I'll probably give my left testicle for a session in that right now. Oh, that would be absolutely amazing. As you can see, it's not an easy portage, and I'm going to struggle with a pack raft down here, I think. Got this little lot to get over, and then into a field, and then there is some space down on the river. These are all pegs for fishing, so if there's people fishing, you ain't going to get in. But it's doable. I think we can do it. It's a beautiful chub in the water. Beautiful chub. Right, let's go and get the pack raft. Right then, so we are on the tidal side of the River Waveney now. So we've managed that dodgy portage, and to be honest, it wasn't too bad, to be honest. So you just got Ellingham Mill just behind us here. So the rest of the river is all completely tidal from here all the way out to the sea, whether that's via Braden Water at Great Yarmouth or Oulton Dyke and Lake Lothing at Lowestoft. So we're not doing too bad timing wise, so we're just going to crack on, and we're going to get to the Geldeston locks and have a pint. Well, look at this weather now. It is absolutely beautiful again today. What's that on my face? Booger. Right, so here we are, we're at the bridge at Geldeston. So this bridge, this marks the start and end of navigable water on the River Waveney. So from past this bridge, you've got all of the Broads cruisers and boats and stuff to deal with. And also a pub, which is only about 5 minutes away. And let's go see if the pub's open. So massively deserved. We've got a pint of Green Jack Marcia IPA, and cheers Simon, because I know how much you like your IPAs. Too deep now, we're on the Vedette. Oh, that is awesome. Right, those clouds are rolling in pretty thick behind me there, so I'm going to get this one down with north and south and make my way around the corner to Three Rivers, because I've got a lot of wet gear that I do need to try and dry out. Tent sopping, so I need to get that set up and get that aired a bit before I set everything up inside of it. And the weather doesn't look like it's on my side, so I'll get this one down and I'll see you at Three Rivers. Cheers. Sopping tent. that was an arduous day. We started off in the rain. We started off bushwhacking. We got ourselves completely stuck in the reeds just before Bungay. But it's now, well yeah, it's now 6 o'clock. No wonder I'm hungry. And that's the first time I can get some air to my feet. Oh, look at those bad boys. So we're at Three Rivers. It's been a couple of years since I've been here. I'd just like to say massive thanks to allowing me to stop here tonight, because I didn't really know what day I'd be here. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, and I know it's busy because every time I look to come here it's always packed, and I see the boats, the sups and the kayaks and whatnot on the river when I'm fishing. But OMG, this place is absolutely fantastic now. So you can hire a bike, you can hire a kayak, you can hire a canoe, you can hire a sup, and it's also got these fantastic pitches that you can come and stop at. So electricity pitches down the far end here, and up here you've just got a big circular area, which is perfect if there's like 2-3 families that are coming camping. And then you also got the river access just down there as well. So yeah, so a massive thank you to Three Rivers for allowing me to come and stop here for tonight. Right, I need to get these trousers off because they are sopping. Well, actually they're drying out a little bit, to be honest, compared to how they were earlier on. Absolutely soaked through to the skin. I'm just going to stick a set of shorts on, get some water on, and I think it's going to be chili con carne tonight. I'm absolutely ravenous today. That was a hard day, that was. Right, I am going to get this coffee down my neck, get this food down the go. I've got chili con carne today, and I'm going to hit the hay because I've got a feeling there's about 12 girls and I think they're going to get loaded tonight, so I'm going to hit the hay and then start paddling back up the river first thing in the morning towards Beccles. Good sized portion of chili con carne. Well, didn't sleep too bad last night, to be honest. We didn't have too much noise from our neighbours next door. I think they peaked a bit too early. Not even sure they were old enough to drink, to be perfectly honest, the way they were acting. But yeah, not too bad. Oh, well, better crack on. So due to time constraints, we're not going to be able to make it to the sea. Yeah, I've only got today, really, and there's no way that I'd make it to Lowestoft today, because it's still a fair old chug down the river. So we shall have to do that part as a section. I'm so not looking forward to putting wet socks back on. I've been using a set of waterproof socks by Daki, and they're really good socks. But a lot of the time yesterday my feet were too deep and the water's just gone in the socks, and that's my last pair. Not pleasant. Right, so we're back on the main river, back on the Waveney, and from here on it's a nice easy paddle. It looks like we've got the tide with us at the moment. Still quite early, so there shouldn't be too much boat traffic. Right, so we just left Beccles now, so we're just past the sailing club. We're in the lee of the wind for a little bit here, so we're battling. We've got the wind against us, we've got the tide against us. It's a full moon and spring tide today as well, so it's going to take us a little bit longer than what I was expecting to get to tonight's camp. So tonight's camp is on a permission up near Borough St Peter there, and I'm really looking forward to having a night out there because I haven't been up there since the Rona really. And the great thing about doing this in a section is that I've managed to swap out some of my gear and carry some more gear as well. So we're going to be hammock camping tonight, which I'm really looking forward to, as I haven't used the hammock since the Rona really. And also we've got a fishing rod with us, because I thought we might have some time to do a bit of fishing today, but this is taking us a little bit longer to paddle against the current. So whether we do, whether we don't, only the gods know. Oh, how the other half live, huh? I think one of those boats is probably worth more than my house. Oh, a bit of peace. No motor traffic. In the lee of the wind. I can't wait for the winter, to be perfectly honest. This summer has been so busy on the river, which, you know, is really good for the local economy that's trying to recuperate after the lockdowns. But the river's been really busy. And I think I'm pretty much done with summer now. Roll on the winter. I think we're probably a third of the way, because there's a massive bend in the river after this point here. So it's actually quicker to walk this section, but I wanted to paddle it. So we're just coming up to the old train bridge that used to connect Beccles to Alderby and Haddiscoe. Probably seen a few fishing videos just here, and if the tide's right, I think we'll stop here for some lunch. And I need to do some water because I drank all my water already. Now that's a bit high to be getting out of, that is. I don't really see the other video when I tried to get in this boat when the tide was really low and nearly took a swim. But we'll find a bit of bank. There's a lot of bank further up here, and even at Whirlingham there's some really nice bits there that we can pull up and have some lunch. Right, let's get this set up. So we've got the X5 Adventure with us today. The reason I brought this is basically I can get the reel and a few bits inside of the rod tube as well. The Smuggler 5 is a lot better for the pack raft because it's got a smaller butt. But this one isn't too bad, to be perfectly honest. Well, we're not getting much joy here anyway. So I think we'll knock this on the head and get camp set up, I think, because I've still got a few chores to do. I've got to filter some water. Hey, here we are, fish on. Fish on. What we got here? Hey, little perch. Well, we haven't blanked anyway, that's the main thing. Anyway, lovely little perch. I think we'll have a go here because obviously it's a shoal fish, so hopefully there's some bigger ones than that. So we'll put him back. Time to get out. Right then, here we are, tonight's hang. So this is a permission that I've got here. It's just a very, very small bit of woodland. It's pretty much right next to the river, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I haven't used it for a while. It's pretty much overgrown. But it looks like there's a little bit of wood here, so we might be able to have a fire a little bit later on. Anyway, I need to go and filter a load of water. I need to get my hammock and everything set up. So without further ado, let's crack on and let's get the camp set up. It is mosquito heaven here. I've got my bug shirt with me, but I'll put that on in a second. We've got a dead tree just to the side there, so we've got plenty of wood, so we will have a fire a little bit later. I need to get some food inside of me because I haven't eaten all day today. It just didn't happen, really. I just didn't stop for it. I've got one of those Dry Tech day ration packs by the Real Field Meal with me, so there's plenty of stuff inside of that. Anyway, I need to get this hammock all set up because I'm yarking on and nothing's getting done, so let's crack on and get the hammock up. I love this hammock, apart from it's completely trashed. It really is. I've had to bastardise the mozzie net on this as the dogs jumped in the hammock previously, missed the hammock and clawed all down the bloomin' mozzie net on the other side. But it's taped up and it works, but I think it's time to replace it. I think I've had this one a few years now, but it's an absolute cracking hammock and I don't get to use it as much as what I should really. But anyway, I'm looking forward to sleeping in it tonight.
Right, there we go. Chez moi pour ce soir. So we've got the frontline hammock up with a 3x3 tarp. Bit of an issue with the rig in here, so I normally rig my tarp with a continuous ridge line, but it wasn't quite long enough to get around the tree and attach back onto the prusik just up the top here. So the prusik's actually attached to the tarp just here, and then I've tied off on the tree over there. So gear wise inside there, so like I say, we've got the front line there, we're using the DD under hammock and we're using the DD quilt. Sorry Ginge, yours is too warm for this time of the year. But yeah, all set up. What I might do is, if I can find some long enough sticks, I might just lift up the front of the tarp there, just so we can sit underneath it and have a fire just in front there. But anyway, thank God that's all done. Now I need some food. Right, that's all set up. I'm looking forward to a night out in the hammock tonight. I really, really am. And looking forward to tomorrow, because I'll be paddling through Lake Lothing, which is where I spent most of my childhood fishing out of there, so I'm looking forward to paddling back through there. I honestly haven't been there for at least 25 years, so really looking forward to that. But I am hungry. And I can't remember what meal is in that pack, to be honest. Oh, God, that needs a bit of lubrication. I honestly can't believe how long that took me today. That was a bit of a long trip. I didn't expect it to take that long. Mind you, we had a headwind and we had the tide against us, but that also means roughly about the time we're going to be leaving tomorrow morning is when the tide's going to be coming in as well, so we're still going to be fighting the tide all the way out to Oulton Broad. Pulled pork with rice we got today. Well, these are absolutely fantastic, these little day ration packs are. I've done a review on one of these, I'll stick a link to that up the top there for you to have a look at. But yeah, they're absolutely brilliant. They've just got tons and tons of stuff in here for a whole day. It's got a cranberry bar, caramel bar, fruit soup. I've never had one of these before. I've seen these in Poland before. Then we've got the good old faithful spicy sauce, some freeze-dried coffee, we'll have that with a meal, a couple of bits of chewing gum, disinfectant wipe, and then we've got that one there, which is pulled pork with rice. So that's a real filled meal. That's a massive portion, that is. What do we got? Oh, beef jerky. And then we've got an energy drink, spoon for the whole thing, and a bag to put all your trash in as well. So there's loads and loads of stuff in here. I'm not going to eat all of that now, but there'll be some bits there for tomorrow as well. Right, I think our food is nearly done now. Pulled pork with rice. The last time I had this was the first day of the Fjallraven Classic 2017, and I couldn't eat it. And the reason I couldn't eat it was because I was hanging, absolutely hanging. So we arrived in Kiruna and ended up going out looking for a pizza, and about 6 hours later came back absolutely steaming, and woke up the next day hanging, got on the bus and started walking. I think we'd done 32k on our first day, and I was not in a good way. And then I managed to
to make one of these up, and I think I ate about 3 or 4 mouthfuls of it because I just needed my bed. I was hanging. Right, let's see how it tastes non-hanging. That is good. That is really good. That is one of my favourites. 700 kilocalories in this. Of course, got a bit of kick to it as well. And I'll struggle to eat all of this. But saying that, let's wash it down with this bad boy. Tram Double NE IPA. What's that? Salt Beer Factory. 8% on the revs. Mr. Palmer, you like that one? Let's crack it. Very, very, very citrusy. Full of citra hops, I'm sure. Anyway, Prost. There's about half of this left. And I'm stuffed. I just can't do it. I can't eat a full one of them. Right. I think it's going to be time to finish my beer off and get myself in my bloomin' hood, I think. Skeeters are here. Oh, it's got some revs on it, that one. Right, I'm going to sit here for a bit. I might have a little nap, a little nanny nap. I mean, it's now 6:10, so I think I'm going to have a little nanny nap in the hammock, and then I think we'll build a fire and sit and have some of that jerky. Oh, we've got some Renier jerky as well, and I've got another beer somewhere as well. We've got Northern Spunk, Transient. Oh, so we've got another double hopped IPA. So that one's 7%. That one is. Right, yeah. I'm gonna have a nap, I think, and hide away in the hammock. Well, that weren't planned. My nanny nap turned into a 7-hour solid sleep. Oh, I needed that. That was an absolute awesome sleep, that was. I've just done a run of 3 night shifts prior to coming out here, and I was so busy through it. It was so hectic. Loads of miles were covered. So I was absolutely knackered when I come off those, and it just shows you that I absolutely needed that sleep. It's now 6:30. I had a look on a map before hitting the hay last night, and there's a little bit more distance than what I actually thought I had until I get to Oulton Broad, so I did really want to be on the water really, really early. So I might take a little shortcut, but we'll see how we get on anyway. There is a footpath that cuts out not a fair section of Oulton Dyke. Well, it cuts out the whole of Oulton Dyke, so I might take that, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to get some water on the go, get a coffee on the go, have a couple of cereal bars, and start to get packed up and get out on the water, because I'm a little bit later than what I wanted. Well, this isn't going to be easy. There's a really, really low tide at the moment, and where we got out yesterday, we can't get in because it's literally just mud.
there's so much mud there, so there's no chance I'm going to get in. So I'm just going to walk along the river a little bit here and hope I'll be able to get in there. Well, not the easiest put in, as you can see. The tide is really out, but it's still running that way, which is a good thing because that's the way we're heading. So this mat that you've got on the river bank here, this has all been put in by the Broads Authority, and this is just a way just to stop erosion from all of the boats and everything that's coming past. But it is really low water at the moment. This is not going to be easy getting this in, but we'll give it a go. Well, we're off. So all that struggle trying to dry my trousers out, I got them absolutely soaked bushwhacking through the reeds trying to get to that put-in point. But it's really warm now. But it's nice that we've got the flow with us. And it is motoring quite quickly actually. Right, we're now coming up to the Waveney River Centre, which is a place where you can hire your day boats, weekly hire boats. There's also a campsite there, there's a pub there, there's an indoor swimming pool. It's a really nice place. So if you are doing this route, that is another camp option that you could think about. So just to the right of us here, that's where the footpath heads across the marsh to miss out Oulton Dyke completely. But as it's only 20 to 9, we might as well crack on and actually paddle the whole of the river. Tide's at the bottom now. I think we've probably got about half an hour left before it starts to come in, and then we'll be fighting against the tide. But I've got a little crankbait out, just trolling behind my pack raft. I'm not expecting a great deal, to be perfectly honest. So the actual route of the Waveney follows left, just where that boat's coming from, through St Olives and out to Borough Castle and joins Braden Water. But we're going to follow Oulton Dyke, which is a man-made cut which leads to Oulton Broad. So we're going to be turning right here onto Oulton Dyke. Oulton Dyke was dug, I think it was in the 1800s, I think it was, and it's basically to connect Oulton Broad to the River Waveney. And then there's another cut a little bit further up St Olives that was dug as well, and that was all dug to connect Norwich to the sea through Mutford Lock, which is the lock that we're going to be passing at Oulton Broad. I haven't really got to do much really to get to Oulton Broad. Yeah, they're all right. Well, this is plain sailing, this is. Right, now coming into Oulton Broad,
So the whole of the Norfolk Broads are all man-made. They were dug in medieval times for peat, for fuel. And Oulton Broad is the most southern of the Norfolk Broads, even though it is in Suffolk. Right then, there we are, Mutford Lock. So this is the end of Oulton Broad, and just the other side of this is Lake Lothing, so that's the saltwater side. So we're just going to pop over there to the slipway, pack all of this stuff away and cross over the road, and then follow a little footpath and try to find a way to get into Lake Lothing. You can tell it's a spring tide at the moment because the underpass is completely flooded. I could have launched from here really, instead of packing up the boat and everything. That would have been really, really easy. So I don't really know where I'm going to launch from, to be honest. I know there's a load of boat yards and stuff down on here, so we'll just have a look and see what's the easiest to launch from. Right, so I've just found the owner of this slipway here and just asked permission to launch from here, and he says it's fine, but he's got a boat that he needs to be pulling out soon, so I'm just going to quickly get this blown up and get this in the water. Right, we are saltside. So thank you to the kind gentleman that allowed me to launch. And let's start making our way to the pierheads. This has changed hell and all since I was a kid. It's just a massive marina now. It was just waste, all of this was. This is where a lot of the boat building industry in Lowestoft was, but it's all marina now. Holding out rain wise. We're not too far now from where they're starting to build a third crossing for Lowestoft. I'm not too sure exactly what that's going to do to the traffic, if it'll do anything. I think you're just widening the bottleneck, to be perfectly honest. And then we've just got the grain silo just in front of us, and I can just start to see the buildings on the seafront in Lowestoft. Right, just in front of the bridge. So here we are in Mos Eisley, otherwise known as Lowestoft. Right, that'll do us, I think. It's quite choppy out there, so we'll stay just inside the harbour mouth here. But it's been a really fun day, it really has. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed making this series of videos from the source of the Waveney right out to the sea at Lowestoft. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button just below. And as always, a couple of videos for you to take a look at. And we'll see you next week on the next one.